Who do you start next week? I think this is the great thing. I think for the first time in a long time, I think there is a discussion.
Yeah.
So let's start.
Yeah.
David Raya, obviously.
David Raya.
And then where are you going for the back four?
Because
I think there's a few things you could do.
I think I'm going Ben White.
Okay.
I think Timber he's only played one, like a bit of football last game, and there was a moment, Saka slipped a ball around the corner and Timber didn't quite get to it, but he reached and stretched to get to it and then was down for about 30 seconds, and there was a bit of a worry that he'd done something in an intense game, because it's going to be pretty feisty.
I think they're up for it. They're
big
really feeling
at Old
themselves.
Trafford. I mean, as you say,
First day in the season.
morale has gone sky high after the signing.
As it often does at the beginning of the season.
Exactly. But I mean, it's going to be loud. It's going to be intense. I just don't think. I don't want to risk Timber. I don't want to risk Timber. I don't think it's worth it. But the problem is, I'd like to play White, but I think he will get Timber.
Okay.
So he would be my right back choice. What about you?
For all the reasons you said, I actually would do the same thing. I think that then impacts my decision on what I do on the left, because to be honest, would prefer a Timber Calafiori against United. I think Calafiori with a bit of chaos, I think, could cause a lot of problems, because I think they're weak defensively, I think.
So no inverted left back?
Yeah, because I think we'd play the inverted right instead, effectively.
With White?
No, well, I think what I'm saying is I will have MLS because I will play White.
Oh, I see
but
what you mean.
I would
Fine.
prefer to have Timber and
Sure.
Calafiori, but because we can't really do Timber, given how for all the reasons we're talking about,
sure.
I think it's too early. I personally would have liked to have done Calafiori on the left, but I won't, because I don't think you can really away in a big game play Calafiori and Ben White.
If you play Calafiori on the left, he's going up against Mbeumo and Ahmad.
Yeah, I think lock it down.
Which I think is just
lock it down.
Is just a tricky. It's obviously going to be very interesting to see how teams deal with that, because I think that could be a lethal pairing down the right wing. But
I think it leaves a lot of space though.
It leaves a lot of space, and I don't think. I think it's potentially a bridge too far for someone of Calafiori who's great, but I think MLS is more secure.
Are you starting Gabriel?
I hope so.
Because you forget he's been out for 6 months.
Yeah, but I think you've got to.
He looked really good, but he looked rusty the previous game.
Yeah.
He hasn't played a lot of football.
No, I know.
It's
but
been
I think,
like 6 months.
I think he's a big game player.
I think so.
He's a big game player.
I don't see how you can't. But I would trust Kivior if he had to.
Yeah,
but suddenly,
although Mascara is getting a bit of a nod in, but I agree. I think it will definitely be Kivior if something happens. Yeah. Although I mean, it could be Calafiori.
I think we know what the midfield would be, so I think we can bypass that. Zubimendi, Ødegaard, and Rice.
Yep.
I think that is set in stone.
Yep.
What's your front three?
Saka.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned him at all podcasts.
I know, Saka.
That's just how standard is.
Saka, Gyökeres, and I mean, it's really. I mean, there's a part of me that says, let's go.
Madueke.
Let's go Madueke.
I'd stick with Martinelli for this.
Do you know what would be interesting is if we did exactly what we did against Bilbao and did one half Martinelli, one half Madueke.
Mate, teams will have to beat us twice, and I think other teams would hate seeing Madueke come on in the second half. And I think they'd hate seeing Martinelli come in the second half. Both of them are explosive, and if you're a right back, you're thinking, for God's sake, I don't want to have to deal with this. No. Plus, there's always the option of Trossard, but it's interesting neither of us have mentioned him. But I do think, with Ahmad pushing up as a right, in that back three that they play, there's space, right? And I think Martinelli, for all of his frustrations going forward, defensively, he's so structurally important for us, and he's really good at it, and he knows what he's doing. Yeah. And I think at least for the first 60. Or for the first 50, whatever, I think that's going to be really important our first game of the season away at Old Trafford. So I'd still stick with him. Because we talk about him like he's a bad player, you know what I mean? He's still very, very, very good, and I think there's a hell of a lot that can. And I think bringing on Madueke when it starts to open up excites me.
Yeah, I mean on his day, he can win any match by himself. I mean, you look at. Do you remember when he first came on the scene, and he played centre forward?
Oh, don't.
And he scored that header and I think he created numerous chances, but he looked absolute dynamite.
Beast.
And that's again in the other season where he scored 16 goals. He looked great, and we thought that was we thought we were locked in with Saka and Martinelli for the next 7-8 seasons.
I like a lot of people, I thought Martinelli was going to be better than Saka.
Yeah,
he looked like he had a better ceiling.
Yeah,
and he just plateaued, and it just shows
you. Well,
again,
I think
Smith Rowe, and Martinelli.
Yeah, I think it's just. I think in terms of, he doesn't have that Ben White to take the pressure off him.
Well, I
really do think that's a massive reason as to why he hasn't kicked on. Obviously confidence, and obviously he doesn't have the same ability as Saka, but I don't think he's been given as much of a chance.
I think do you know what, that is so fair, because that right hand side for about 4 years now has been. Obviously, Timber's come in as well, but it's basically been Ben White, it's been Ødegaard, and it's been Saka. Yeah. That left-hand side, it's been like the defence against the dark arts teacher. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like rotating every year. And it's like, often, because we're so right-sided, which I guess is partly because I don't think the left side is as good, but also it's because of the way we play and the consistency which we do.
Yeah.
Having that left-hand side is like, he's left to destroy. Right, there you go, you got it on the left, go.
Yeah.
And who have you got? It could be Xhaka, it could be Zinchenko, it could be Rice, it could be Marino, it could be MLS, it could be Calafiori, it could be like, Jesus, who else have we had? I mean, like that left-hand side is just rotated, and I think it would be nice to have a settled left-hand side.
100%.
I still don't think we have that, although Rice has now come in and is that left-hand side person. And so we'll see. I would like to see Rice and Ødegaard switch it up a bit so that the left-hand side gets a bit more of a creative spark, and maybe Ødegaard can do things there. I think he could do great. I mean, you actually remember that Porto game with Trossard flying in. He's very good off that side, and I wonder what we can do.